right, so no surprise. We all know we are in the midst of an economic slowdown, but is this downward trend seeping into our sex lives?
Well, here to unpack the myths and the facts surrounding the sex recession is our very own expert, Cynthia Loyst.
Okay, let's start with the basics. Cynthia, what is a sex recession?
So it's this idea that, like the economy as the economy goes into a downwards spiral, that we too are feeling the impact of that our sex lives are being impacted as well. And there is some data on this. According to one recent study, young adults between the ages of 18 and 23 are having 14% less sex than adults of the same age range were a decade ago. Oh. And it's not just young adults, older adults as well. There was an Indiana University study that was done, and among the people who were surveyed there, half reported that they had seen a significant decline in the amount of sex that they've been having. So that's led some journalists to dub this the sex recession.
Cynthia, what are some of the causes for the sex recession?
I mean, basically, like, what isn't a cause? You know, the economy could be one reason. People are blaming smartphones, the endless illusion of opportunity on dating apps, sex negativity in our society, like for sure the overturning of Roe v. Wade has not been a libido enhancer, that's for sure. Some also just blame generally life being so hard. But the truth of this story that keeps on getting recirculated in the media is a bit more complicated. So which is why we're gonna play a game together. You all have your paddles. We're gonna try to separate the myth from the facts of this story. Keep in mind that this research that I'm gonna be talking about is mostly based, this is a heterosexual problem. Let's just say that. Okay, we're gonna start with this. You ready? Myth or fact, people born in the 1930s had more sex than millennials. Is that a myth?
Have or had?
Had. There's some myths, there's some facts, there's a fact. This is a fact. Woo! This is a fact. I'm curious why you immediately thought it was a fact.
They needed to make babies to work the ground.
I mean, kind of the facts. I mean, not only that, the reason why. So I'm going to point this out.
To till the land.
Oh, you mean farming?
Yes.
Sorry, that
farm. You're not wrong. So people born in the 1930s who would have been coming of age in the later 1940s, they reported having the most sex. And those born around the 1990s, millennials, actually report having the least. There are many reasons. Obviously, some people will attribute this to the lack of, like, entertainment. There was no TV, there was no smartphone. What else are you going to do at the end of the day? But it was also the end of World War II. You've got the beginning of sort of reliable birth control methods, the sponge and so forth.
Not the 30s.
This is in the 40s.
They were
born in the 30s.
Oh,
okay.
right, okay.
Just keeping in mind, though, that we know nothing about the quality of the sex, so let's not confuse more as being automatically better. Okay, next up, myth or fact: women in the workforce have contributed to the sex recession.
Oh God! Yeah!
I'm sticking out. I'm sticking out.
We're tired, Lainey. We're tired.
It actually is a myth.
Yes!
The truth is,
It is a myth,
It's a
Melissa.
Okay, so yes.
Okay,
You might be tired.
And most of the audience we were with, we're tired.
It's a myth.
Don't look at me, honey. I'm tired.
Here's the thing. You know what? This is something that gets batted around a lot, and actually a lot of social conservatives love to bring this up, the idea that women being in the workforce has, changed sex for the worse. And actually, the data doesn't bear that out. In fact, statistics show that actually the busier people are, the more they are working, the more sex that they're having. So this is an interesting question. Here's what I think. Here's one of my theories as to why, Mel, is that, you know that expression, like if you want to get something done, what do? You give it to a busy person?
Yeah.
I think that people who are busy and have to schedule lots of things in their lives also schedule things like date nights and sex. And people are either roll their eyes at that, but don't knock it till you try it. Okay.
All right.
So number 3, myth or fact: the older people are, the more likely they are to be feeling the impact of the sex recession.
Oh, I don't know.
Some myths, some facts. You guys pick myth. The answer is myth. Okay, why did you know it was a myth?
I feel like
we're getting older.
So young people are having less sex,
Yes.
I think, because the parents won't leave them alone and they're around all the time. They can't find anywhere to do it.
I think that older people, if you're retired or you're more financially stable, you can have good times.
Ding, 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 ding. In fact, actually, it's Dr. Peggy Platz from the University of Ottawa, a Canadian researcher. She found that adults between the ages of 60 and 80 overwhelmingly reported that their intimate lives have actually improved with the years. And I love this fact.
Wow.
Thank you. Yes. be horny. I think that there's a focus on quality over quantity, and people know themselves and their partners better.
I think we're peaking. We're just starting at 50.
Okay,
She's peaking.
More
She's
sex
peaking.
talk.
Anyway,
More sex
okay,
talk.
up next, myth or fact, the happiest couples have sex 4 times a week or 16 times per month. Oh, and some facts in here. I want to talk to you guys.
Okay.
This is a myth.
Yeah.
This is a myth.
Give us the
indeed.
numbers.
So I'm curious as to what you think is the number.
You always tell us, Cynthia, you don't talk about numbers. It's not quantity, it is quality. If you have it 1 time a month, but man, your mind is blown.
Yeah.
Then it's once a month.
Yeah, this is facts, absolutely. So I think this may have come from Charlotte on an episode of Sex and the City. She's the one who threw out this idea of 4 times a week. It tires me even just to think about it. But the truth is that the current research shows that couples who have sex once a week are actually the happiest. Now that happiness factor doesn't increase if they have more sex. So once a week is the average, but you are 100% right.
Yes.
Quality over quantity. Okay, can we sneak in this one? Myth or fact, sharing the housework leads to more sexual satisfaction. Myth or fact? It's a myth. It's a fact?
Yes!
Lainey! Yeah, because you don't help out with
She
the
doesn't do
housework.
anything in the house. You just sit over there. You take this one. I'm gonna tell you what. There is nothing. There's men. If you're listening, the best foreplay you can give your partner is to empty that dishwasher, pack the kids' lunch, and do my laundry.
That turns me on. That's hot. That turns me on. I just don't want it turned against me. I don't want him to be like, the best turn on you could give me is to start helping around the house, because I don't help. I
Here's
don't
the
do
thing.
anything.
Both things are true. You know what? The bottom line is that the more equal partners are in the sort of shared responsibilities of the home, you probably bring different stuff to the home. That is an indicator of sexual satisfaction in relationships. So we're gonna go to this one really quickly. Myth or fact? If there is a sex recession, it actually may be a good thing. Myth or fact?
Oh, that's a trick question.
No, yeah.
Is it a myth? Is it a fact? People are sort of hesitant.
I don't know.
I mean, I kind of do this. It's a fact to me. You know, it's possible that it could be that we are a bit more busy and a bit more distracted to have have sex the way we used to. The fact is that now this may reflect the fact that women have an increased ability to say no to the types of sex they don't want to be having. So I think we should see this as less of a sex recession as a bad thing and more of a sex rebalancing. And we are focusing on the kinds of sex that we want to have.
Wow, I love that. This was fun, Cynthia. Wasn't that cool? We learned a lot of things. All right, so now we know how to get things done in the bedroom. Thank you, Cynthia Loyst. If you'd like more information on love, dating, and all things pleasure, visit findyourpleasure.com. We'll be back after this. That's a fact.
Hey there! Wasn't that great? Do you know where you can find some equally good content? Our YouTube page. It's filled with discussions, debates, and some laughs. Head there now, like and subscribe.